So I'm with Lisa Murray, and I'm Clay with Pleasance Valley Honey Company, also known as Clay's Bees. And we're gonna go visit my yard right now and maybe do a little talking. I first got involved with beekeeping about 10 years ago. And it was sort of funny. After that, growing up, I mean, I'm almost 60 now. And 10 years ago, my aunts and uncles were finally, after being a beekeeper for 2 or 3 years, they're like, oh, hey, your great-great-granddad used to be a beeliner back in New Hampshire. I'm like, what? I've never heard these stories, and grew up my whole life with all around you. So that was sort of neat to find that in some kind of way, bees were in my history, because it was the last thing I was thinking of, is to become a beekeeper. Anyways, flying, stinging insects, why would I want to be associated with that? Sounds dangerous. But anyways, once getting to know the craft and the bees is really, there's almost nothing better, in my opinion, than to open a hive in the mid-spring when there's a little bit of nectar flowing. You open it up and the bees are just sort of sitting there humming. They're like, oh, that's sort of nice, a little sun. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. And then to make different varietal honeys is also a real, it's so wonderful. I bring my hives, some of my hives, down to the orange groves. And when I come back after having all that orange blossom honey, and then when I first extract it, it's just so wonderful. It's just such a wonderful color. And also I've had the pleasure of making blackberry blossom honey, which is really wonderful. And in this area, we can make a little bit of star thistle honey. Also, in fact, I just dropped off my hives to a small farm in Dixon called Araceli Lavender Farm. And I just was out there a couple nights ago. They haven't started bringing in the lavender nectar yet, but it makes a wonderful honey also. So we're gonna head on over there, and maybe I'll pull a frame, see how we're doing. Oh, so this is my smoker. This is my hive tool. This is my gloves. Some of the hardcore other beekeepers don't use any protective equipment, but I've been stung probably, well, at least hundreds of times. I'm sort of over all that. So I usually suit up, especially when you're going to work more than just 1 or 2 hives. I don't have to be thinking about, I don't, it gives me peace, gives the bees peace, everybody's happy. So here's just a nice frame of some freshly made Pleasance Valley wildflower honey. Not sure exactly what they've been foraging on, but the lavender is just coming on right now, so there's not much lavender. Probably a little bit of vetch. The blackberry's coming on. There's also this little plant right down here that the bees forage, which is a wild morning glory. And also earlier there was a bit of mustard. In fact, you can sort of see some up in the hills right now. Other than that, not really sure, but there we go. That's the final product. Hey, so the primary way that I love selling my honey is the Vacaville Downtown Farmers Market. I'm there the first and third Saturdays of a month. It's in Andrews Park at the Creek Walk. I love the face-to-face connection. I love working with bees out here in the nature and the country, but I also love getting to meet my customers. Thanks.